Yo, yo, yo. Welcome, guys, to another episode of the Lit Capital Market Outlook. Okay, I'm your host, Jacob, accompanied by no one today. It's a solo one. Apologies for the delay on the video. We normally try to get these out to you on the Friday evening, but because the charts were still moving, we kind of opted against it because we wanted to analyze, the data once the markets had cooled down and the volume had slowed down. Because a lot of things, there was some high impact news on the Friday, which kind of hindered us giving you the outlook. But in the future, do look out for majority of the videos. They will be released on the Friday. Okay. So before we get into it, of course, if you like the content we create for you guys in terms of the outlook and other videos on our YouTube page, like and subscribe. If you've got a question, hit us with a comment in the question section. We'll get back to you as and when we see fit, of course. So, second week of November, excited to bring you guys this outlook. Okay, there's a few things I want to share, of course. And in doing that, obviously, before I get into it, I want you to check out our website, litcapital.co.uk, if you haven't. Okay, if you want to get started on your trading journey, going into the end of this year, and you want to, brighten up your career, you want to side hustle or a new skill set in order to produce revenue going into 2022. Now is the time. Okay, there will be a real sale coming for 30% off of our mentoring services real soon. So look out for that. Okay, so as usual, before we get into it, we're going to bring you guys the economic calendar, and in doing so, we're going to have a look at what news events can impact, fundamentally on the currencies that we trade. So Monday, we have the unemployment rate for the Swiss franc. I personally don't really trade Swiss franc pairs, but for those that do, just be aware that early morning you could see some volatility on those pairs. Okay, going into the afternoon, we then have a speech from Chairman Powell. Always excited and is kind of pluck up once you know that he's speaking, because you know that he kind of holds the key to what's going on. Going into Tuesday then, so we have some retail sales for the GBP, that's at midnight. We also have some economic sentiment from the Euro. And then in the afternoon, again, Chairman Powell is speaking back to back. So we're going to see over those 2 days what exactly is going to be said. Then to finish off, we then have the consumer confidence for the Aussie, okay? Going into Wednesday now, we got an inflation rate for China. Okay, it's not a currency that we trade, but again, it still has a big impact in regards to their economy, and they're in direct contact with US, so it's going to have an effect to that regard. So we also have the jobless claims for Wednesday afternoon, so excited for that. We also have inflation rate for the US, so excited for that also. Okay, those are the ones that stick out to me. Thursday, unemployment rate for the Aussie. Okay, it's in the night time, but we can still get some volatility at those peak early hours. Okay, then we got the balance of trade for the GBP on the Thursday morning, goods trade balance as well. And then going into the later morning, we have the macroeconomic projections for the ECB. Okay, so definitely looking forward to that. And then to round off on the Friday, nothing major in terms of things that are really sticking out, excuse me, for things that could possibly impact the charts on the fundamental scale. So with that being said, I'll now head over to the charts. Okay, I want to start with oil, guys, okay, and kind of look at how oil has actually been playing out on the 4-hour setup that we gave in our Discord. If you're not in our Discord, again, go to our website where you can get access to this on a subscription service basis for £25 a month. Okay, all of these setups are given out. As you can see, we've had a couple entries where you would have been able to enter off of here and then coming back to here. So this was 88% retracement. Okay, so it's played out twice, and then in doing so, we saw it drop, and then going into the excuse me, later days of the week, we had a pullback, and it's continued to drop. So I still believe we are needing to head lower because I've had an outstanding 8-hour setup. Okay, so these arrows I've had here, I actually put them all the way up here, and they still haven't got there, but they're making their way. I still think we can get back down here to this candle here before becoming a buyer again. So, okay, so I'm actually still trying to counter trend trade this and bring it down a bit lower, right? So we are approaching you know, valid fib entries in regards to this actually could drop from here when the market decides to open if it wants to. But I actually want to play the imbalance fill and see if we can get another deeper retracement from 79 to 88.6 again, taking it past this low. Okay, the reason I say that, I just look at the price action that was kind of formulated here, and I just think it's a retracement type buy. I don't really see this being the accumulate. It's not the accumulation I normally look for. It doesn't really look like what would project to be the push to the upside now. So let's see how that pans out. Of course, once the market opens, I want to talk about the DXY as well, because that is also going to obviously play a part on these things. So with the dollar, we did see it push up this week. Excuse me, but in doing so, it created quite a bit of a target for me, and in doing so, I think we actually can get back down lower before actually becoming strong, continuing the bullish run it's been on. Okay, the dollar is still strong. I still think it has a little bit more to go up. I don't think the bearishness is going to kick in, but I do think we can definitely see a retracement, and in doing so, I would like to see this area knocked out. And I'm looking at 79%, and in that regard, we are around the 93.5. I want to see price get there and see what it can do down there. Okay, once we do that, I do think we then can do the continuation to go higher, because on the actual structure type 4-hour structure basis, it's bouncing off and continuing. So I don't really see why we would stop. We could just be coming back down for valid retracements before continuing. Okay, so that's kind of what I want to see with the dollar: temporary weakness and then followed by that continual strength. So I'm going to take it over to GU. With that being said, I do think GBPUSD we can definitely see retrace as well. Why I say that, we are actually in a daily zone down here. It's bounced off it pretty good on the Friday. So I want to see a retracement back up to then continue the short, because I do think this can come lower too. So we just need the dollar to get to where it needs to get to before regaining the strength, and then we should be able to get some shorts for this. Okay, so the first area will be this area here. I want to see how it kind of reacts off of here, and then gonna react accordingly if I see fit. So that's one thing I'm looking at. The other thing I'm looking at is gold. Excuse me. So with gold and the news coming out, we're on the sidelines at the moment, but in regards to where we saw the candle play from on the Friday, we was on the live stream session, the New York session. Excuse me, that. It was on the New York session, and I said price could potentially get to this point before continuing higher, and that is exactly what it did. Okay, so now that we're pushing higher on the daily, if I go to the daily, we can now see we definitely have a target, I believe, that is, you know, worthy to go and get target next. Okay, so we could be seeing above the 1833 this week. I don't see why it's going to just stop and falter. We might see, you know, a fake out happen in regards to more liquidity being added in this area, but I think overall we should be getting above the 1833, even as high as 1850. So anywhere in that regard, I think that's where gold is going to push towards. Okay, if we could get a pullback before doing that, great. Because obviously reacting off the fundamentals, we've got slight pullbacks. It was very aggressive to the upside. Haven't really formulated any real higher lows on the smaller time frame, so that is possible as well. And then yeah, we will react accordingly as and when we get to that area above that liquidity and get to that balance. We could definitely have a big short on our hands. Okay, and not overlooking it at all. Especially if the dollar decides to recoup and regain some strength once it's done that retracement. So that's kind of the outlook I have on those pairs, guys. All of this will be thrown in the Discord. Okay, all of the chart setups, all of everyone in the community, they will get first dibs on as and when we update the charts and what we're looking at throughout the week. I didn't go through any indices, because right now there's nothing really in regards to setups that kind of stand out. So I didn't really want to bore you guys and give you guys a outlook that's not really there right now. We're just going to open up the week and see how the indices form, because they're very bullish at the moment. There's not, you know, haven't really had the best of joy trying to counter trend trade the indices, because it's just the stocks are just doing very well. So I would stick with the trend. You know, if you're trying to anticipate a short, it's very difficult right now. So I would like to be a buyer in those assets, but there's nothing really formulating. They're very, very high. They're at all-time highs right now. So we just need the structure to formulate and play its part, and then we can give you an update for that throughout the week with those. So yeah, guys, if you've liked this video, please like and subscribe. It will be getting posted now. All of those charts, like I was saying, it will be posted in the Discord as well throughout the week. Not only by myself, along with everyone else, they're going to be posting charts, so stay tuned, okay? So, you know the vibes, lit side. Happy Sunday, guys, and remember, every day is money day. Peace.